Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of Paranormal Truth or Dare, where we challenge celebrities to answer some pretty prickly questions about ghosts, hauntings, and things that go bump in the night. And this week, we are speaking to who?
Isaac Butterfield. And Isaac is actually a local to us.
Yeah.
He's from good old Newcastle, New South Wales. And Isaac has developed such a cult following.
Absolutely, a huge cult following. And he is well known for his weekly shows. He actually puts out a couple a week.
He does.
Also, the show that we star in alongside of him, which is Devil's Advocate, because she's forgotten. Devil's Advocate. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Paranormal Truth or Dare. Hey everyone, and welcome to our show. Today we are talking to the amazing Isaac Butterfield, otherwise known as the Buttsman. I did make the mistake of calling the Buttsman one time, and I realised that took on a whole different meaning. But we are going to talk about all things today spooky and find out what it is, well, what Isaac's thoughts are on all of this. So how are you? How you going, Buttsman?
Hello. Yes, you did call me the Buttsman, and that is what my former profession in proctology did. It did not end out the way I wanted it to, but you know what? I took a bit of a career change, and here I am talking to you fine ladies, the ghost grannies.
Oh, no. I love it. She hates it.
Renata, let's cut the shit here, Renata. All right, this ghost granny business, it is the best name that anyone's ever come up with, and I reckon you just run with it.
Yeah, but we get all these comments like the old bird or the old duck or...
yeah, own it. Go, yeah,
It is what it is.
No, I'm not ready for it yet.
It's okay. Well, if someone called me the Butts Pop or whatever, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, let's do it. Who cares?
All right.
As long as people are talking about you, that's all that matters.
That's true.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't involve small children and animals, it's good. Yeah?
Oh, God.
My thoughts exactly.
That slid down very quickly.
Let's get on to the show.
Right.
So you can catch the Buttsman on his YouTube channel, and he's also on Insta and not so much on Facebook, but make sure you get over and subscribe and follow him.
Yeah, that's your audience, the 75 to 85-year-olds.
Well, yeah, it is actually. Anyway.
That's okay. It's fine.
We've got some questions for you.
Okay, what do you got?
Oh, right. The first question we have is, do you believe in ghosts or hauntings? And what exactly do you think is going on?
Well, I mean, I've always believed. How much evidence I've seen is not a great deal. Like, I haven't had the experience where something jumps out and grabs me, or you see an apparition or something of that nature. I mean, I have had experiences, particularly in some of the ghost adventures that we have been on as a group, which if you haven't checked out, go and check them out. They're good fun. I hope we get to do another one soon.
Yeah, me too.
We've seen a few creepy things and certainly been to some creepy places. Before we started working with you guys, we had... there was a group that took us up to the Gold Coast, and there was a haunted, or a supposedly haunted museum. Now, this museum was basically, it had a lot of history from the area before there was many things going on there. You know, we're going back to the 1800s here, late 1800s. And, there was a lot of... If you are one of these people that believes in energy, there's a lot of energy there. There's a lot of history there. And we were walking around. It was a bit creepy. We were in like a house that was modelled after an 1800s style house, era house. And we were walking around, and then we got to an area where they had some cots, some children's cots, or they might have been strollers or old school strollers, that sort of thing. You know, big metal contraptions that a baby would sit in.
Yep.
That you might see a lady with a parasol walking down the streets of London in, but this was in the Gold Coast, obviously.
Such imagination there. Wow.
Thank you very much. We were talking about the children or the ladies who would have utilised these devices, and we were standing in this room. Now, there was no one behind me. The closest person to me was Claire on my left, and Zach was probably behind me about 7 or 8 feet and to my left as well. And I had a whisper in my right ear as clear as day.
Wow.
And you can see it in the footage. It's about 59 minutes into the video. And you can see my face sort of like flinch. I'm like, what? I'm trying to work out what happened. And the lady was talking, the guide was talking, and she was mentioning another person who may have owned this the stroller or whatever it was, and she said, "Oh, they might." I can't remember word for word what they said, but she said something that may have been construed as offensive to that person when they were alive. And the voice I heard, as clear as day, I think said the word liar.
Oh.
And so producer Connor, who we all three of us know very well,
All praise
I
and
said
glory
to Connor, go on to Connor, doing his best. I said to him, mate, like when we were doing this, and Stewie Ballbags was there the first time we met him, cameraman Stewie Ballbags, and I said, guys, let's mark this point in this because I just heard something that was weird, and we went back and played it back, and Connor rang me and he said, mate, you're not going to believe it, we picked it up.
Oh, wow.
So we went back through it and listened to it, and as clear as day, it says liar on the microphone.
Wow.
That's
So
awesome.
it either says higher or liar, but liar sort of works with that situation. So
Yeah.
that was the best piece of evidence that we've found so far, or I've experienced.
Yeah, I remember watching that episode, and I was very thoroughly distracted by the T-shirt you were wearing.
What was the T-shirt I was
I
wearing?
think it was a stripy one. It was a bit Where's Wally?
I remember that, yes, and I was a little bit heavier than
You were.
than I am currently. And Jesus Christ, thanks, Anne.
You look fabulous now.
Thank you very much. And apparently, if you're a big boy, you shouldn't wear stripes, as I was told in the comment section. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Got to
but yeah, so that was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool to sort of experience that. Since then, there's been a lot of things that you could easily say, oh, it might have been this or it could have been that.
Yeah.
But with that one, I was like, that was it.
Yeah.
That was a whisper.
Yeah.
That was and the more you think about it, the more I think about it now, you go, shit, that was scary. So, I mean, I don't know what you guys think about disembodied voices, but that was strange.
Yep. It's what they call just one of those things that happen. It's actually a term they call jot.
Yes.
You can't reproduce it or explain where it's come from, but it's pretty bloody awesome when it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in the comment section are like, oh, you faked that. And they've said it in our videos that we've done too. Oh, you fake. We don't fake anything. We literally turn up and go, fuck, what are we going to do?
Yeah,
Let's go.
We're too lazy to fake anything, I said to somebody.
Yeah.
Although they accused us of putting rigging underneath pictures and I'm like, what? No. All right, you ready for question 2? Oops.
Sure.
Renata, you want to read out number 2?
Okay, if you had a chance to haunt anyone in the world, past or present, who would it be and what would you do to them?
That's an interesting question. It's something I haven't thought about too in depth. I don't know. I mean, you want to fuck around with people, obviously. But I guess it's strange because it's like, well, when would you want to go and haunt, or who would you want to haunt, or like would you want to be a horrible ghost or a nice ghost or a helpful ghost? This is maybe off topic, but why are there no ghosts of dinosaurs?
Maybe there is. We've just not hanging out in the area that they hang around in.
But like, you never have you have these stories about, oh, there was a nun at the end of my bed, or there was an old creepy lady at the end of my bed. It's never like, oh, there's a velociraptor on my bed.
You've got to also look at the type of consciousness that is behind the ghost, and I think that's where the key is. I think some people think that just because you died, that's going to automatically make you a ghost, but there is a level of consciousness that needs to be involved in having that consciousness stay after the body has died. So maybe that's one of the reasons why we don't have dinosaur ghosts. Maybe they had a very little brain and that just didn't give them enough energy to, plus they were vegetarian.
Right, I'm very on brand. Thank you, Renata.
But no, I think it's
Did
got
they
to do.
ride bicycles? This is the next thing.
let's not go that far. Goodness me.
I think it's got to do a lot with the consciousness, levels of consciousness. That
I also
are
think it's
involved.
got to do with the fact that people keep talking about certain entities and the memory of them, and the fact that you're talking about them keeps them alive, whereas there was no specific dinosaur that went down in history as being memorable, so we're not talking about them a great deal.
But they've made movies out of them, so
yeah, but did they have a name?
Godzilla.
Was it
maybe Godzilla's
Oh, there you go,
ghost.
Godzilla. But were they ever real?
Well, does it matter?
Oh no, all right.
We're really focusing on the big questions here today.
Oh yeah.
In answer to your first question, I'd probably haunt a world leader, maybe Vladimir Putin.
Ooh.
Just see what's going on. I'd love to know what's going on.
Yep.
Something like that. Or just be a free floater. Just go in between people's houses, be a bit of a creep. How you doing? What's going on?
Like many ghosts that are around there now. Yeah.
Be an orb.
How would you prank him? Be an orb.
Well, what would you do? It'd be hard to know what's going on because you can't really speak Russian, but
you can do
maybe just like,
you can do everything once you're a ghost.
okay, well,
The
I
world
don't know,
is
maybe
your
like,
oyster.
Like imagine how angry Vladimir Putin would be if he was at home drinking like a rum straight, of course.
Or vodka.
And you just, a vodka, of course, goodness me, a vodka, obviously. That's silly. And you just got like a slice of Kraft Singles or something, you just slapped it on his bald head. That would really upset this man. Not much could shake him, but I'm sure a Kraft Single to the dome would really get under his skin.
Or on top of his skin. Anyway,
True.
Number 3, if you could have any item or object to protect you from evil spirits and possession, what would it be?
He's going to say Claire.
Well, Claire's a very good... She does all the creepy things. She's always, I'll go in, I'll go do that.
She's
I'm like,
into
no,
it.
stay out of it.
Yeah.
I know, it's terrifying. I hate it. I hate how into it she is. She's like, I'll go and lay on the grave. It's like, no, step away from the grave, woman. I don't know, maybe like a ghost sword or a shield or something like that, or a big axe.
What about one of those gadgets they had in Ghostbusters, that little boxy thing that you open up?
It sucks them in.
Sucks
It
them
needs
in.
the vacuum cleaner to go with it, though.
A ghost vacuum
Yeah.
cleaner. That'd be
Yeah,
good.
maybe like Dyson could come out with their own little
Yes.
There you go. New
ghoul
sponsor.
sucker.
The Dyson
Yeah,
Ghost.
brought you. Yeah, exactly. That's actually not a bad idea.
That's good. We'll patent
You should work
that.
for Dyson.
Yep.
I like that. So, yeah, I think a sword. I mean, you want to be swinging that around if the ghouls are coming. I mean, surely there's a point in time where maybe the ghouls will all become, full-bodied people and they might attack and, you want to have something to sort them out.
Okay.
And as we all know, it needs to be made of iron because according to the Supernatural boys, Dean and Sam, who are the experts in this field, it needs to be iron.
Really?
To, didn't you know that? Disperses energy of the spirit world.
I might be the only one of 2 people that's never watched Supernatural. Yeah, I know.
I've never watched it either.
I found the second person.
What is wrong with you people? How can you call yourself a paranormal investigator and not have watched Sam and Dean?
I'm sorry.
Well, in this conversation, only 1 in 3 people have watched it, so
That's
you're
true.
abnormal.
That's true.
Yeah, I've been abnormal for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Renata, let's ask him just a random question now.
Okay, we've got a random question for you. What is the scariest movie you have ever seen?
Ooh, actually, we were watching. There's a good one on Amazon right now. It's called The Rental. It's not the scariest I've ever seen, but it's good. It's not a supernatural one. It's more of like a murder sort of thing, but it's really creepy. It's in the same vein as, and this is probably the scariest one I've seen, is Hush. Have you seen Hush?
No.
Oh, is that the one where they can't talk?
No.
Okay.
That is Hush. What is it? Dixon!
Phone a
Where?
friend. Phone a friend, quick.
What's it called?
Bird,
They're
something?
basically, there's a Claire! What? Now, what was the one we were going to watch tonight? The one that you really like, the one in the woods with the lady. Hush, it is Hush,
There
yeah.
you go.
Good work, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, Hush.
All right.
Hush, it's really good. So it's a lady in the woods and all these people start showing up and they're all wearing masks and it's really creepy.
Oh,
Another good
I haven't
one
seen that one.
was, what was the one that came out 2 years ago and it had the Australian actress in it. And
Toni Collette.
Yes.
Oh,
that was creepy.
We saw some of those on the Ghost Hunters React. We had to react to some of those
really?
clips. And the young boy in that, his acting was phenomenal.
What? I'm going to Google what that movie was called. Because that was...
I can't remember.
No, I do remember. I didn't like it.
I wanted to
You
watch
didn't like it?
I'm not a critic. I just didn't like it.
Hereditary.
That's
it.
That's
Yeah.
the one.
Hereditary, like when there's a spoiler alert, there's a little girl in it and she becomes like one of the ghosts or whatever. Anyway, she fucking sticks her head out the car window. She's having an asthma attack and loses her head on a telegraph pole. I had like a panic attack in the movie. I was like, oh my God, this is the most full-on scene ever. And the next like 5 minutes or 6 minutes is just the young guy, the brother who was driving around, just like freaking out and screaming and
blood spurting everywhere in the car, no doubt. And yeah,
no, you didn't see it. It was just like boom. Anyway, so in answer to your question, the scariest. I love the Conjuring series. They're my favorite by far. I love the Conjuring.
Oh. Yes, well, we have a few issues with the Conjuring series, but
Really?
Yeah, just because of two of the characters within the Conjuring movie. The Warrens actually were not involved in a lot of those cases. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, just Hollywood has popped them in to be involved. Like the Enfield one, they had a phone call, I do believe, but then in the movie,
Okay.
they're the centre of everything. But yeah. Anyway,
It's a good movie. Let's not allow truth to get in the way of good entertainment.
that's
No.
right.
No, I the Enfield one, that was very creepy.
Yeah.
And watching the actual footage of that, like, so I watched that and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then I spent the next like 3 or 4 days just watching YouTube video of the actual footage from that investigation with the dude who was, I think he was from like a news crew or something like that, who was interviewing the family and listening to the girl talk and the demonic voice and all that
Guy
type of stuff.
Playfair, was it?
Guy Lyon Playfair. He's
Yeah.
passed now. I think he passed a year or so ago. He was one of the gentlemen who did all the work when it came to
Right.
the interviews. He was there for months on end. Yeah.
What do you think about that story, the Enfield horror? Do you think...
Well, we're going to cover it on our podcast, True Hauntings. Plug.
Well, here we are, aren't we?
You'll have to wait and check out what we find
with
out.
Anticipation. But yeah, we will actually dig into that and have a look at what goes on in the background and weigh up whether we think it's a true haunting or not. But there is another similar case with the Black Monk of Pontefract, and that particular case was another poltergeist, and that one was... We think that was a real case.
Really? Have you got that one? Is that one come out yet? Or
That
not
one
yet?
is out.
Okay, I'll have to have a watch. My apologies.
Yep.
So The Conjuring... Well, I haven't seen it yet. Come on.
We watch all your stuff.
Oh, you're a fool.
Can I say Claire was fabulous in one of your last YouTube clips? Claire,
She's,
fabulous. Fabulous.
She's made her
Debut?
her debut on the
Yeah.
second channel. So
Yes.
she's bringing videos to me every week, and we've recorded about 4 of those episodes, so it's going to be a weekly thing now. So she's
awesome.
she's
doing
already
good.
she's already got fans in the comment section, so she's her ego is inflating by the second.
You go, girl.
But so no, which is great because we know that when she gets confidence around her in the ghost doco, she's really, really good and entertaining. So the more she does that, the better. As for this, on top of the top of the Conjuring, I love the Babadook, the Australian movie.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's great. So I really get into horror. Like I think I've gone through almost all of the horror movies on Netflix and Stan and Amazon. Dixon's not a big fan of like zombie stuff, so we haven't really gone through the zombie stuff. But as far as hauntings are concerned and thrillers, we've pretty much covered most of them.
Bloody fantastic. Now, this is where we come to the real test. Are you willing to have a naughty and nice tarot reading from us?
What? Is this one of these things where you got to call up and it costs like $7.50 a minute?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Butzman. What is your question for the oracles?
I don't know. What do you mean? What type of question? You haven't introduced this at all. You got to give. What do I have for dinner? I don't know. What do you want me to ask?
So what you can ask? Well, Renata, you explain this. This is your expertise.
No, I think what we'll do is we'll just do a general reading for you. Okay, that'll make it a little bit easier
I wanted
for
to put him on the spot and make it all awkward.
No,
okay.
no, we won't do.
All right,
we won't
we're going to
do
give you
awkwardness.
a message from your spirit guides.
Thank you.
Oh God.
I'm ready.
His spirit guides have gone out for a smoke and a. And
they're walking away going, oh, God.
My spirit guides, they don't smoke. Our bodies are temples. Come on.
Yeah.
All right.
Crumbling and old.
Message from Isaac.
Okay, I'm choosing 2 cards for you, Isaac.
Oh.
2. Right.
Is that a baby?
So have you did you just choose them from the top? Or is that how it works, or it just comes out?
Yes,
Okay.
just 2 from the top.
Okay, I'm not just asking you.
No, that's okay. That's all right. And this is very interesting, very, very interesting. So I'm going to go with the hardest one first, which is the Eight of Swords. So check that one out.
Okay.
Okay, and this is a little bit of a prison of your own making. You love to ignore some of the most difficult things in your life by just pretending that they don't exist. So we sort of go, no, I'm not going to involve myself in that stuff. I'm just going to pretend it's not there. And then what happens is that sometimes these things start to add up and you come to a point where you go, oh my God, I can't believe that I've got all of those things that I have to sort out, when you knew for weeks and weeks and weeks that those things had to be looked at, but you don't. You don't tackle some of the big personal things. So we know by your shows that you tackle the big questions when it comes to those questions that apply to everybody else, society, but sometimes for yourself, you don't. Sometimes for yourself, you don't. The most important thing with that is just to make sure that occasionally you do, and occasionally you ask the people that are closest to you what you are not really seeing for yourself with your own eyes, what you might be disregarding or not visually knowing or seeing. Okay, because we all look at life differently from a different viewpoint, and what you see and what you concentrate on will be very, very different from, for example, what Claire sees and concentrates on. So sometimes it's good to get together and go, what am I missing? Am I missing something? Can you tell me? But the other one, which is gorgeous, is the 10 of Cups. Look at that. That's
babies.
That's the Happy Families card. Happy families, look.
Ooh.
So I think something.
I think you're getting another greyhound.
Could be.
You have permission from the spirits to get another greyhound.
But
don't tell Dixon that. She'll go this afternoon.
But this is a card that really does speak about getting to a point where within relationships and everything that you're wanting in life really sorts itself out, and all you can really see is rainbows and stars and sunshine, and from that point of view everything's fine. So you've certainly met your mate, and you certainly should keep that mate, and you seem to be 2 peas in a pod. You've done very well.
Oh, we've worked with them. We know this.
I agree. We're about to move into our brand new house, and it's all happening. So very nice.
I'll read out your address now.
Congratulations.
All right. Now, Renata is the talented and gifted one when it comes to all of these readings. And I read something called the Naughty Oracle cards, and I make it up as I go along. I
like it.
Oh, no. And they happen to use swear words. So I will do my best not to be too foul. But the Naughty Oracle card is saying, trust your abilities for feck's sake. So you must be doubting yourself somewhere along the line, and you need to say, you know what, I do know what I'm talking about, and the rest of you can all feck off because I've got this. Love, Naughty Spirit. Thank you. I don't rattle on as much as her.
Sorry.
No, well, I think it's certainly raised some questions in my mind and all that type of stuff. So it hit home in a few places. So there you go. Well, very interesting.
That wraps up our show today. So thank you so much for joining us. Hope it wasn't too painful.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
it was marvellous. This is a great show, and everyone should go and subscribe wherever they need to subscribe. Go and follow them on iTunes and Instagram and Spotify and whoever they
YouTube.
are and wherever they are. And the Ghost Grannies, they're everywhere. Go and do it.
Yeah, look up Anne and Renata, ANNEANDRENATA, and you'll find us.
It's too hard to spell. And Renata, how do you spell Ghost Grannies? Everyone knows how to spell that.
Do they, though? Anyway, thank you so much, and we'll see you all on the next show, guys, except for him. Bye.